Hello everyone and welcome back to Belladonna. I am Paradoxical Intention if you didn't know that, but y'all can call me Paradoxy. So last time we woke up in a strange laboratory. There's a lot of Frankenstein references lying around, so it's not hard to imagine what has happened. But we've picked up a couple of journals from one Wolfram von Schauerschloss, and this dude is an asshole. Okay? His wife and him lost a small baby, and his wife is obviously very upset and grieving, and he's just like, oh, I just don't understand why she doesn't just work through it like I do. I'm over here devoting my life to my work, and she's off running around with the maid. What an awful person she is. Really, dude? Really? You're spending all your time in the lab, you're not comforting your grieving wife, you're blaming her, and you're like, oh, my wife, she's lost all these wonderful attributes that she had when I married her. Yeah, because she's grieving for a dead child. Get over yourself. God, words cannot express how angry I am with this dude. I don't even know this dude and I'm angry with him. But yeah, we woke up and now we got these gears, and I imagine this is what we need to be doing. So, triangle to triangle.
Not yet.
What do you mean not yet? Let's turn the valve.
Nothing happens.
Oh, yeah. Big gear over here. Okay. Then this one. No, don't walk over there. I was clicking the inventory. That one. And okay, then this one to this one. Easy peasy. And let's turn the valve. Now we can leave. More journal notes. These candlesticks are really pretty. Wow. I was saying before, I really like the artwork in this game. It's very nice. I mean, the character herself doesn't interact with the environment in a good...
A big and heavy candlestick. It looks like there used to be two of them.
Like, she doesn't interact with the environment in a perfect way, but the art style as a whole is still very nice.
It's a mortar. And a pestle, too. They seem to belong here, but I'll remember where they are in case I need them another time.
That seems important.
It's warm. I haven't realized until now just how cold my body is.
Bowl?
A beautiful china bowl. It looks hand-painted.
So now we have a bowl. That does not look like the bowl that was sitting there, but it could just be the lighting. Urn?
The name on the plaque is Lucas von Trauerschloss. This must be the ashes of Wolfram's son.
Oh. That's sad. There's a couple more journal pages. Let's look at the portrait, though.
The label says Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. So this is the man who brings the dead back to life.
And also blames his wife.
He looks as though he would have been handsome once.
Also blames his wife for dealing with her grief in her own way.
The doctor is losing it. He's just scribbling down nonsense by now. What will he do if he ever acts on his wild suspicions?
It is clear to me what I must do. I am now convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that my wife is unfaithful. They still hide it very well, her and that housemaid, but my logical mind tells me that there is no other explanation. For countless hours I have pondered this situation, and the more I think about it, the more certain I become that my judgment is correct. These countless hours I could have spent thinking about my work. It is clear to me that I'll never be able to fully concentrate on the puzzles at hand as long as my thoughts keep creeping back to my wife and her new lover. This is the very reason my research is progressing at such an agonizingly slow pace. Whoa. So now you're like, okay, so my wife is dealing with her grief in her own way, and that's her fault for not supporting me, and now it's like, oh, now I'm all distracted because you're cheating on me, so obviously this is your fault too. Really, dude? Really? Oh my god. Ugh. So it is clear to me what I must do. Belladonna herself is the person who I want back in my life, so I cannot punish her. That leaves her lover, the young maid. She is unimportant, and it is she that must go. I could fire her and throw her out of the household, but I fear this would not resolve anything. The two of them would still know of each other, and they could write secret forbidden love letters or meet up at secluded rendezvous. No, it is clear to me what I must do. I must get rid of the maid, for good. A plan is already taking form in my head. In the greenhouse out back, I keep a lot of plants and herbs. One of the specimens I have is called Deadly Nightshade, an interesting plant with many medicinal uses. But its renown comes from the fact that its extract is lethal already at small doses. Preparing a powder from this poisonous plant is not at all problematic. Getting the victim to ingest the dose will be a challenge, but I expect to have an ample opportunity. They're not aware I know the truth, and they suspect nothing. The maid will fall ill, and within a short time she will die of seemingly natural causes. No one will be the wiser concerning the true circumstances of her demise. Deadly nightshade is merely the common name for this plant. Its scientific name is Atropa belladonna. The symmetry strikes me as beautiful. The poor girl strayed too close to the belladonna, and that would be the death of her. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No. Fuck you. Fuck you. So mad right now. No.
This story is so sad. I don't even know if I want to read this one.
No, we don't. Quite honestly. My wife took the wayward maid's death harder than I expected, further confirming my suspicions that they were indeed having a secretive love affair. She is passionate and irrational, raging all day and crying all night. Whereas a few months ago the cold shroud of silence lay over our house, now there's the wailing shrieks of bedlam. One would think that she would be used to dealing with the grief of lost loved ones by now. Okay, really? Really? However, in all sincerity, I don't believe she was ever as affected by the death of our only son as— Oh my god, really? I also suspect that she might have guessed that I had something to do with her lover's demise. If she wouldn't talk to me before, now she yells and barks at my every movement. I hardly leave my laboratory these days. I even have a small bed down here where I sleep the few hours I'm not working. All the while she prowls around upstairs like a hungry tiger and attacks me over futile nitpicks as soon as I put my head out. What happened to the love we shared when we married? Oh, gee, I don't know. Maybe it's because you murdered the only friend she ever had in this godforsaken house. We were going to live together in her inherited castle. We were going to have children together. Now all I get is abuse and a cold bed in the basement. All I want is for things to go back to the way they were before all this. Yeah, before you casually murdered her lover. Before you casually murdered the one person who was nice to her and treated her kindly. Meanwhile, you're down in the basement working all the time and blaming her for the fact that you can't seem to get any work done. Because she took a lover. Because you were being a selfish, cold asshole, completely ignorant and completely uncaring about the fact that she is dealing with the death of your child. You... So mad. I hate this dude so much already. I hate you. You. Loathe.
A dead body.
Is it the doctor? I so hope it's the good doctor. Who are you? Tell me who you are.
It's the body of Dr. von Trauerschloss.
Ah!
He's dead. And what's more, he's been murdered. Who could have done this? There must be some clue.
Yeah, who could have possibly murdered this douchebag? I want to shake their hand.
There's a letter clutched in his hand. His final words? Or a clue left by the killer?
I doubt it. Over the course of a sleepless night, I have thought through my next course of action from every possible angle. For it is indeed time for me to take action again. Even with the troublesome maid out of the way, I see little chance of getting my old Belladonna back. If anything, she is worse now than ever before. Yeah, my wife is just so angry that I murdered her lover. I just don't understand why my wife would be angry that I murdered her lover. And you were completely cold to her, and I don't understand why she hates me so much. I just don't understand. Dude, there is no helping you. You are beyond help. And getting a candlestick to the back of the head was really the only solution I can see here. Ugh. Dude. But I have an idea, one that kept me awake all night. I have come very far in my research by now. I can fairly predictably create living creatures that are stable enough to not spontaneously die again. This is consistent through many different species of animal. I have noticed something peculiar, though. The returned creation seems strangely vacant and sluggish. It is as if, although the body is brought back to life, the soul is forever lost. The creation is perfectly functional and responds to stimuli just as if it were truly alive, but the mysterious spark of will seems to be missing. I know of no other way to describe this phenomenon. This bothered me before, but now I cannot help to think that this might suit my needs. Isn't it precisely the strong will of my wife that is causing all my problems? No, dude! You're causing all your problems! You are! You are the cause of all your problems! You deserve this! There is no need to be poetic with flowers this time. I am in no short supply of lethal substances in the laboratory, and any poison suits my needs as well as it leaves no physical trauma on the body. I will still need to make incisions in the corpse to replace internal organs with clockwork parts, but stitching together surgical cuts is much simpler than trying to repair unhealed body damage. The integrity of her visage is... Oh my god! I don't care if she has any will anymore as long as she looks pretty and does what I tell her. To extinguish Belladonna's current life and give her a new one, to bring her body and mind back, minus soul and free will, a beautiful, obedient automaton, a mechanical doll with all the functionality of a woman, but who is responsive and who does what she's told. That, my dear future reader, would truly be something. I think it is high time I tried my revivification process. Oh my god, what a douchebag! Douchebag.
The missing candlestick. And it seems to be the murder weapon. There's something in his pocket.
Oh, a key.
It's a small, delicate key. He kept it in the pocket closest to his heart. I wonder what it unlocks. The body is still warm.
Oh shit, he died
He
recently.
cannot have been dead for much longer than I have been alive.
He died recently.
Did he have to die for me to live?
No, but it helps. Ooh, journal page.
This letter is signed Belladonna.
Oh shit.
I've been waiting to hear the other side of this story.
No kidding. If you had asked me just a few years ago about my future, I could never have fathomed my life today would be as it is. So strange a path has the twists of fate set me upon that I wake every morning bewildered, and like a small child I expect anything and everything to happen during each new day. The night my planned future snapped out of joint and took a whole new direction was the night when my son Lucas died. I married Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss in the spring, and we loved each other deeply back then. How young we were. He was an educated gentleman from the University of Ingolstadt, and I had first assumed we'd get a flat in Vienna. Instead, he convinced me we should live in my family's old castle and accept our roles as old-fashioned nobility to the little village down the hill. We moved into the castle with a staff of 30 servants, beginning the task of breathing life and joy into the majestic halls. At this time, I expected to live out my life as a lady of the household, minding the servants and, indeed, raising children. Before long, our first son was born, and shortly after that, he once again departed. I was devastated, of course, but Lucas had been sickly from his first day, and even though my husband had blocked out the possibility from his mind, I was not entirely surprised when it happened. Nonetheless, it changed us. I believe Wolfram blames me for what happened, that he thinks it was somehow my fault. He retreated into his laboratory in the old dungeon and started doing unholy experiments and God knows what. Those were dark times. Instead of a household and a child to take care of, now I had no guests, practically no husband, and no child. Everything I thought would occupy my time was gone, and all I could do was grieve in solitude. The castle staff left one by one until there were only a handful still here. My existence was meaningless, and I spent my days doing nothing. But I dealt with my grief in my own way, and in time the claws of melancholy began loosening their grip on me. In so many ways I have Clara to thank for that. See, she was dealing with her shit in her own way. Goddamn. Backyard, living room, study, dinner room. Let's go put the candlestick back at least. Yeah, the way that we move is awkward, but yeah. Put that there.
I need something else.
Really? We need something else?
That makes no sense.
Oh, no kidding. I was just trying to put it back. Okay. You got it. Okay. So actually, I'm going to leave this episode off here, and the next time we're going to go and explore more of the house. And now that we've found the good doctor's body, I think we're now going to get more about what Belladonna's side of the story is. And I think, judging from what we've seen of that asshole up here, this dude, we're probably going to get a lot more sympathy. We're probably going to have a lot more sympathy for Belladonna. At least I think I'll have more sympathy for Belladonna. Pardon me. So, in the meantime, guys, have fun, good game, and bye!